It was one of those perfect, peaceful mornings, the kind where golden sunlight pours through the window, painting stripes across the floor, and the only sound is the gentle hum of the house waking up. My cat, Whiskers, a ginger tabby with a reputation for being a bit of a lazy king, was doing what he did best, basking in his favorite sunbeam on the windowsill, eyes blissfully closed. The world was quiet. It was calm. It was perfect. And then it happened. A sudden sharp thud against the glass that shattered the morning's peace. Whiskers shot up, instantly alert. We all did. We rushed to the window just in time to see a tiny, feathered body tumble from the sill and land in a motionless heap on the porch below. A little sparrow had flown straight into the glass. The room went silent, thick with a shared, unspoken thought. This is it. This is what cats do. It's just nature. But what Whiskers did next, nobody could have predicted. Instead of the lightning-fast pounce we all expected, he jumped down from the sill, landing as softly as a shadow, and padded over to the fallen bird. And then he just sat down, right beside the tiny, unmoving creature. We all held our breath as we slowly opened the porch door, fully expecting a chaotic flurry of feathers. We imagined the worst, but when we stepped outside, the scene that greeted us was one of stunning stillness. Whiskers wasn't a predator. He was a guardian. He sat there, a fluffy orange sentinel, his body curved protectively around the sparrow. His gaze was calm, alert, and unwavering. When Buster, our clumsy but good-natured golden retriever, bounded over to see what all the fuss was about, Whiskers transformed. He let out a low, guttural hiss, a sound we'd never heard from him before, and physically blocked the dog's path. He placed his small body squarely between the gentle giant and the fragile bird, leaving no doubt about his intentions. This little creature was under his protection. Hours crawled by, the sun climbed higher in the sky, and still, Whiskers didn't move. He refused food, ignored his favorite toys, and rejected every attempt to lure him away. His entire world had shrunk to that one small spot on the porch, his eyes fixed on the sparrow. It was an incredible, silent vigil. Then, after what felt like an eternity, we saw it. A faint twitch from the bird's wing, a tiny, almost imperceptible flutter. The sparrow was alive. And as if he could sense the shift, Whiskers leaned in closer and began to purr. It wasn't his usual contented rumble. It was a soft, deep vibration, a gentle, reassuring thrum that seemed to say, "It's okay, you're safe now, I've got you." It was a moment of pure, instinct-defying compassion that left us all speechless. Seeing that the bird was alive, we knew we had to help. We gently scooped up the little sparrow and placed it inside a shoebox we tea, lined with a soft, clean cloth. We added a small bottle cap filled with fresh water, creating a tiny makeshift recovery room. Throughout the entire process, Whiskers was our shadow. He never left our side. Once the bird was settled in the box, he lay down right beside it, his head resting on his paws, his eyes peering over the edge. He was a constant, comforting presence. The next few days were a quiet miracle unfolding in our living room. Whenever the sparrow let out a weak, frightened chirp, Whiskers would immediately respond with a soft, questioning meow. It was a conversation between two worlds, a dialogue of reassurance. We watched as the bird slowly regained its strength. First, its wings began to move, testing their range. Then it started hopping around the box, stretching its tiny legs. Soon, faint little songs filled the air, growing stronger and more confident with each passing day. And through it all, Whiskers watched. He observed every hop, every stretch, every tentative note. His amber eyes filled with a quiet, profound understanding that seemed to transcend species. He wasn't just a guard anymore. He was a companion on the road to recovery. Finally, the day came. The sparrow was fully healed, strong and vibrant, fluttering impatiently inside its box. We knew it was time. With a mix of excitement and a little bit of sadness, we carried the box out to the garden. Whiskers followed, his tail held high, trotting alongside us with a sense of purpose. We found a sunny spot near the flower beds, knelt down, and carefully opened the lid. The bird hopped to the edge, hesitating for just a moment. It looked around at the wide open world, then turned its head and looked directly at Whiskers. For a brief magical second, predator and prey locked eyes. But there was no fear, no instinct, no animosity. It was a look of quiet acknowledgement, of gratitude, of peace, a silent farewell. And then, with a powerful beat of its wings, the sparrow took off. It soared into the air, climbing higher and higher, a tiny speck against the vast blue morning sky, flying straight towards the sun. Whiskers watched it go, his gaze following its flight until it disappeared. He didn't meow, he didn't move, he just flicked his tail once. A simple, subtle gesture that felt like a final fond goodbye. In the days that followed, a new routine settled in. Every morning, like clockwork, Whiskers would return to that same window, the one where it all began. He'd sit on the sill, not to nap in the sun, but to gaze out at the sky, his expression thoughtful and distant. It was as if he was waiting, or perhaps just remembering. Every now and then, a sparrow would land on the fence in the garden and let out a series of cheerful chirps. And sometimes, just sometimes, Whiskers would answer back with a soft, gentle meow. It was a quiet exchange across the yard, a little check-in between two old friends who had once shared an extraordinary bond. We never forgot that day. It was the day our lazy, sun-loving cat taught us a powerful lesson. He showed us that kindness isn't defined by species, by size, or by the unwritten laws of nature. It's not about instinct or intellect. It's about heart. It's a choice, a connection that can bridge any divide. It reminded us that sometimes, even nature itself will pause to make room for a moment of pure, unexpected compassion. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing this incredible story of Whiskers and his little friend. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more amazing and heartwarming stories from the animal kingdom. We'd love to have you as part of our community. See you in the next video.